Well, hello everyone, welcome to another episode of REVlogue. My name is Andy, and I'm really grateful to let you all know that I finally passed the 1,000 subscriber mark. Thank you so much for all your patronage. At the moment, the channel is run by basically all of my private funds. Obviously, it's a decent amount of money to be renting a car every time for a review. So I am starting a Patreon page. No pressure, but if you guys would like to donate, I'd like to grow the channel to a point where I could be making a meaningful donation to the society. So please help me grow the channel. Recently, a mega YouTuber called Doug DeMuro bought this car. And naturally also because this car is from my motherland, I was really intrigued to test this out. Hyundai and Kia are finally churning out some interesting products where it's not just for necessity of transportation, but it's really becoming more of a fun to drive cars. Does the Kia Stinger have what it takes to make the enthusiast happy? Let's find out.
The key fob feels like I'm setting off a bomb. It's nice to have the buttons on the slim surface, reducing the chances of them getting accidentally pressed when it's in your pocket. These coupe-like sedans are slowly growing in popularity, and this car just looks gorgeous with a slim greenhouse to body ratio. And that's not just my personal opinion, this car is an award-winning design from the IF and the Red Dot of 2018. Peter Schreier, who designed the original Audi TT, worked on this car, and some of the VW Audi Qs really show. Despite the European influences, he established a unique identity for Kia, using a tiger nose grille. The tiger is a national animal for Korea, and even the glass-cut line carries the same cues. These ornaments on the hood do not function, but adds to the visual drama. I especially like how the parting line from the door to the roofline is carried out all in just one line. Very clean execution. The most controversial part of the car, this reflector design, isn't as prominent in this red paint. This car is just voluptuous. Look at this wide hip. Any angle you look at it, it's very seductive. And these warm-toned gunmetal finishes adds to the premium touch. Behind the nice 19-inch wheels is a solid Brembo calipers. Notice the wheel nut cover. Where do we see this? You guessed it, VW Audi. The car is equipped with a keyless entry and push-button start. Upon entry, you're greeted with an interesting music, and it's the same on the way out. Reminds me of my rice cooker sound. Overall, it's a pretty nice place to be, with a surprisingly good view out. I like the flat bottom steering wheel, and the seats hold you well without being restrictive. These headrests are like pillows, one of the most comfortable I've ever felt. Nice aluminum finished pedals and a wide dead pedal. The center console area is arranged nicely, but the gear lever shape is a bit awkward. There's a good amount of space to put your phones and charging cables. And these 3 round vents remind me of the ones in the Ferrari 360 Modena. These HVAC dials feel kinda chintzy, like water bottle cap plastics. And if you're OCD like me, the cool white on the gauge cluster and the warm white on the center screen being different whites will just drive you crazy. The Ferrari theme in the back continues, and the back seat is plenty large enough even with the seat set for the driver of my height at 6'1", and just enough headspace where it brushes my hair. Baby car seats fit just fine if you're carrying one adult in the back. And if you need more space, you can always drop the seats. Plenty of room in the trunk, even with the filming gears and a small stroller. Now, if you're gonna be kidnapped, this isn't the car to be in, as the trunk release from the inside is a bit tricky to find. So let's take a quick look at the Kia Stinger underneath. And I have Sun here who's gonna help me go through all the technical analysis and see if we have any alignment capabilities. Okay, so Sun and I are gonna start from the back end.
So you got your camber adjustment here, and this is going to be your toe adjustment. On the knuckle, you also have an additional arm for more camber if you got like a aftermarket turnbuckle and a screw type adjuster. You can't really see it, but maybe we'll get it over here.
Okay.
You can see the arm, this arm right here.
That arm?
Yeah, so most cars that have this factory style middle arm for toe and lower arm for camber, you might not be able to push this camber as far as you want without having to replace this arm to get more toe adjustment.
Looks like a very traditional European style with a spring and a damper separated out like that. What I've heard is if you separate it out like that, the ride quality gets a little bit better. But
yeah, because you can have because the spring has more leverage here, you can run a little bit stiffer spring.
Okay.
And a shorter spring. Very very small diff.
Small diff, huh?
For a big car.
I mean, it's got what, 365 horsepower, I think. Yeah, that's. I don't see any like cooling fins or anything like that.
Yeah.
So.
Probably overheat.
Yeah.
Use.
And they always do this. They did that in the original Genesis Coupe. They have two holes and they only have one mount. I don't understand that. It's not really mounted on the other side.
Yeah, there's no. If you look up here.
Yeah, there's nothing holding
nothing
it there.
going through there.
I don't know why they do that. It's only mounted to one side, and they have two holes. And look at that, double pivoting McPherson. Yeah. Where do you see that?
Actually, Toyota uses this too.
Oh, really? Because the way I remember it is a lot of BMWs use this setup. This double McPherson. Looks like the hub carrier is at least aluminum, and also the arms.
Yeah.
And what's really funny is even though it's the same platform, the Genesis G70, that one actually uses a double wishbone up front. So apparently Albert Biermann, who's the guy from BMW M, set up this car a little bit, and I think what happened is he's more comfortable setting it up like a BMW. I mean, it's just my guess.
Yeah.
But I think what happened is he elected to use this setup because he knows this a little bit better. Any alignment adjustabilities in the front? You see?
No, just toe.
Zero. Okay, just toe.
You might get a little bit of camber on top, but not a lot from loosening the top hat.
Okay.
If it's anything like a BMW, it usually has a little locator pin up there that you can knock out. And then that'll let you slide the top hat in and out.
Okay.
But usually not by much. But this arm, if you were to replace this arm with an adjustable arm, then you can adjust the camber down here really easily. Okay. And then your caster would be here. But it would need to be a pretty intricate arm because this bend needs to be there for this wheel clearance. Oh, this is going into the subframe. If it was a straight arm right here and you turn, you can hit that arm and you can rub into it.
Looks like this almost Nakaduck look-alike, or at least this hole here maybe is guiding some air into the brakes.
Yeah, so this is the brake guide.
Okay.
You can see some holes here. Yeah, holes right into the center of the disc.
Okay, nice.
Got some extra holes down here to pull whatever cool air I can. Usually not enough unless it has like a really big scoop here. Yeah. Like the Porsches.
So it's not really like a tunnel, but it at least has some guidance of the air.
So little bits of help everywhere.
Yeah, in general. Yeah, I mean there's like some Nakaducks that are cut out, maybe also for engine cooling too. But
yeah, let me see. This is probably for the power steering. It's electric.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay. Even that looks like it has a leak.
Yeah.
It's like real dark.
It's probably the oil leaking on top of it.
Okay. Oh, this has a clip here, huh?
Yeah, I think that's the access to your oil filter. It's right up there.
Okay, that's not bad. You just undo this one clip and then you just rotate this out.
Yeah, but the funny thing is you have to undo this whole thing to get to your actual oil pan.
Oh.
To do a little change.
So you do need to drop this panel here.
Yeah, you need to drop this big one.
And this looks like this one's kind of struggling.
Yeah, it's coming off.
And this transmission's actually made by Hyundai, PowerTech. Yeah, they've been working on this 8-speed torque converter for a while.
Oh, looks very BMW.
Yeah. In what ways?
Got a little greeble here. This pan looks very BMW, with the exception of not using BMW like torques.
Yeah. Oh, BMW use torques on these?
Some of them they do.
Oh, jeez. They don't really have any. This is more like a NVH thing, but not a heat shield in the transmission tunnel.
Yeah.
Looks like. So it could get kind of hot if you drive the car real hard. Okay, so at least the front sway bar is easier to get to than the back. It's just this panel that needs to get removed. But the rear one looks like a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Okay, so son, we took a look at the Kia Stinger. What's your honest assessment as an alignment person?
Minimal adjustability. There's, you can do a slight tweak of the rear, try to get it to rotate, but
yeah.
A lot of these cars need a lot of work in the front to get it to turn.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think it looks very BMW is kind of the feeling I got.
Yeah, very BMW 4-door saloon, even close to Audi too.
Yeah. Setting off in the Kia Stinger, I chose this slow environment. I don't know if the video will pick up on this, but listen very carefully to a lot of little creaks and rattles. Now this example only has about 49,000 miles and it's a 2018 model, so obviously it's a few years old with some miles, and it's a Renault with every single wheel is curved and a few set of different tires on the car. Actually, in fact, the rear tires, one brand is Michelin and one brand is Lionheart. I don't even know what that brand is. So it's seen a fair share of abuse, I'm sure. But just the way the cabin creaks. I don't know if that'll show up on the video, but man, this would get so annoying to drive on a daily basis. So we're pulling up to a roundabout up here. I'm gonna take it a little bit quicker. It's very natural. It's definitely got roll, but the rolling speed isn't anything abrupt, so you can really have smooth steering inputs. I like it. The corner's a lot flatter than I had anticipated. I mean, every single Kia I've driven so far, it's always been, I don't know, everything's just been overboosted. Steering, brake feel, gas, everything was so touchy. But I would say this car, everything feels really natural. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of a BMW M engineer that had moved to Hyundai and Kia. Actually, in fact, we have an M4 right next to us right now. But basically, Albert Biermann had his hand tuning this car. I saw his Motor Trend interview, and he was saying that the platform was already sort of developed. But I think what he had to do was basically tweak a lot of small things here and there to make the car feel really natural. And this is just my guess, but I think due to him being used to tuning BMWs,
That's why this car comes with a double pivoting McPherson front suspension versus the G70, which is the same platform but also comes with a double wishbone front suspension. So we're coming up to a tunnel up here, so I'm gonna give it some gas. Man. Yeah, this V6 3.3 liter Lambda engine with the twin turbos. Yeah, this thing moves. You know, we've tested the BMW M340i recently and also the Supra. To be fair, you know, it's a cheaper car, but it's not anything like the smoothness of a V58 or the refinement. I would say it's actually in fact closer to maybe some of the American muscle cars like the Dodge Challenger and Ford Mustangs in terms of the power delivery. But you know, good amount of sound, drama, a really nice torque. In fact, I think the maximum peak torque comes in at 1300 RPMs and just keeps it real flat, and you can feel that. Obviously, it's not a super light car, so you know it's not a instantaneous reaction or anything like that. In fact, I think one of my biggest gripe is that the 8-speed torque converting automatic that Hyundai and Kia developed in-house, the PowerTac transmission, you know, it's not like a ZF 8-speed, right? I'm just cruising along here in the comfort mode, and if I wanted to like kind of give it some beans, you have to like, see, even if I full throttle it, you know, you have to be really into it to get the car going. You can't just like tiptoe into it and get the car to downshift and then, you know, get moving. ZF 8-speed logic is just much smarter than that. But for the most part, in terms of smoothness and also the speed of the shifting, you know, I don't really have too much to complain about. Actually, I'm going to use the paddles here a little bit. Yeah, when you get on it with the paddles, it's actually fairly quick and really nice braking feel from these Brembo brakes. I thought again it was going to be super touchy. You know, normally that's how Kia tuned their cars, but the way the brake pedal feels, it's very, very linear. You know, you still have great stopping power, but it's not one of those like super touchy brakes where it just kind of makes you nudge your body, you know, just from the movement of your toe. And as I mentioned in the exterior part of the video, I just really like the way this car looks. I mean, to be honest, for what, 40,000 MSRP, I struggle to find a car that actually looks better. Look, I know some of you have issues with having a Kia badge on the car, but take the badge aside, you know, take all of the stereotypes away from those older Korean cars where a dealer would tell you, oh, don't turn on the AC and turn left, or some, I don't know, weird sketchy things like that. I mean, they made a lot of progress, you know. They obviously this rental car, we found out it has a huge oil leak underneath. So I don't know if that's this specific car that's just been, you know, totally molested by a lot of people. I'm sure when it's maintained properly, you know, this Lambda engine, the V6, Hyundai has been, you know, they've developed it in-house in 2005. It debuted on the Hyundai TG, or the Hyundai Azera, as we know. And they've been refining it for the past 10 years. It debuted on this car with the twin turbo in 2015 Seoul Motor Show. So I would say they've probably knocked out a lot of different problems. And of course, you know, if you're still worried, Hyundai and Kia products come with a 10-year warranty, right? So there's always that. But if I had to kind of summarize how this car feels in one sentence, it's like a muscle car that has a little bit of a refinement in handling. I'm sure this car at the limits is actually a lot more fun to drive. You know, just tooting around in town, it's no problem. Obviously, it does feel like a big car, but it's not like super floaty like something like a 5 Series or an A6. Actually, in fact, we've driven an A6 Avant recently, so if you want to check out that video, click on the link above. And I would say it's not anything floaty like that. It's still very much a sporty sedan. I'm coming up to a right turn up here, and of course, like any other Hyundai and Kia products, let's see, turn in full gas, little slidey there, but as soon as it detects the slide, it'll just cut its power. So, you know, for a lot of people that's not used to driving their car on a performance basis, I think it's a pretty safe tuning, but for people like us, obviously it's a little bit annoying. Another tunnel. Oh man. Okay, I need to slow down. Oh god. This thing gets moving, and this car, it has some rough edges, you know, but I mean, just the way it feels, it's definitely more interesting than a lot of the German products you get. It has more character and personality. Pulled up to a stretch of road where there's not much traffic. I'm a little bit concerned with the way the car is behaving, because again, the passenger rear tire is the OE Michelin and the driver's side rear is some Lionheart tire, but I do want to give the launch control a try. So let's test that. Let's see how we do the launch control. So first of all, we turn off the auto hold. We hold the traction control for 4 seconds, so everything gets disabled right there. Put the car in sport, to the right. Okay, left foot on the brake. 2 hands, straighten out. Full gas, holding 2,000 RPMs, launch control ready. Get off! Oh god. Oh man. Again, sorry, it's a little bit of a white-fisted action there because the tires just kind of pulling me left and right. But it felt like it kind of struggled off the line. I don't know what you guys saw, but I think it's it was struggling a little bit, huh? It gripped and then kind of dropped all the power. So to be honest, the way I would launch it is, if there's any way to program it, maybe aftermarket takes care of this, is I would definitely put the RPMs a little bit higher, especially with these crappy tires on. Who knows what it would feel like with actually, you know, grippy tires in the back. But certainly really fast car, to be honest. I mean, when I first got this car, to be honest, as soon as I pulled out of the parking lot, I hated it. Instantly, there was a lot of rattles. I was just afraid about the overall quality of the car. But the more you drive it, you kind of stop caring about those little things. And you just start to realize just how much character this car has. And for those of you who are seeking the answer to the question of the video, did Doug DeMuro make the right choice? I think so. I mean, obviously, I'm from Korea, but to buy a Korean car new and take the depreciation hits, it's just not a smart financial decision. But these cars, as a used car value, especially if the warranty is still transferable, I think it's just an excellent value of a car. I mean, the performance you get and just the character and the looks are killer. I can't not like this car. Puts a smile on your face. But realistically, people that are buying these cars for everyday duties, Kia will have to step up in their quality. The rattles will get really annoying. And please, I hope it's just this car. We're gonna go around this corner a bit here. Let's see. Yeah, it just slides a bit and then it just catches itself. I think it's actually kind of more annoying. I just want a progressive slide. But let's go around this corner a little bit quicker. It's just, the corner's so flat. I mean, for McPherson front, I don't feel like the front end is washing out. The front end is pinned, and you get the back end to rotate, and the car feels nice and low, like really squatted. Mr. Albert Bierman, I don't know what you've done to the car, especially given such a short amount of time before this car released. But man, this is not a usual Hyundai Kia product you'd expect, especially in the corners. Let's go around some slow cars, shall we? Okay. We're gonna get a little jump here. Obviously, a lot of compliance in the suspension. Deep into the brakes with the Brembo's nice solid feeling. Again, this front end, Man, it goes exactly where I point. It's really precise. Here we go, got a little slide there. But we'll continue on actually to this ramp up here. Again, good braking from the Brembos. I mean, this has crappy Lionheart tires in that corner. I don't even know what it is. Gets a little bumpy here. Oh man, so freaking quick out of the hole. Again, deeper into the brakes. And we slow down for the oncoming traffic.
Okay, it's been a few days and I've had the chance to reflect on the Kia Stinger experience. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a charming vehicle. For the price of a 3 Series, you're getting a 5 Series sized car with the looks to match up against the likes of the Audi A7 and the Merc CLS. It's genuinely good fun in the corners, and the overall chassis dynamics are really good. The biggest letdown comes from the rental car-like interior quality, but if you can look past these things, I'd say it's a used car bargain, especially if you can score one with a transferable warranty. Thank you so much for staying till the end of the video, and we'll see you in the next one.